Now, I'd say it's the one you've been waiting for, but it's the finale, and I hope you guys enjoy Season 2, because that will be coming straight after this one, as can we clutch and get into that 4th spot and get a Champions League place for next year. It all comes down to this. Hey guys, and welcome back to episode number 13. Oh, an unlucky number for a huge episode of the West Ham FIFA 21 Road to Glory. I mean, I haven't called it that yet, but it kind of is right now because we want to be in the glory spot. Champions League, as we have Everton today at home, Arsenal at home, Leeds United away, and then Manchester United away at Old Trafford. And I must show you the league. If you haven't seen the last episodes, what are you doing here? And 2, you know what's coming, because this is our scenario. We have lost 9 games all season. I would say that's glorious considering how we started off. We are now 2 points clear of Arsenal, 10 whole points clear of Wolves, so hopefully we have international football, although it's still not guaranteed, and we are 6 points off Manchester United with that game in hand though, which can play a huge role. They have Liverpool next, you can see on the side, as we have the other Liverpool team in Everton, the Toffees, and we play, of course, Manchester United in the last game of the season. So it could go all the way down to that. We've beaten them before, but can we beat them in this race? I honestly don't know, and I'm excited for it as I also look at these stats right here. We aren't going to get our objective that's set in episode 1 at the moment because we've got nowhere near a top scorer in the top 6. Who is us most? Antonio on 11, which ain't bad. Assists-wise, Declan Rice is almost up there with 6 from CDM. Maybe he could get in the top 6. I do want to get a player there, but I aren't going to force it. I am not going to force it as Ogbona's dead on energy. We've got a bit to simulate, and I'm going to, of course, play the Everton game, because this guy's getting on my nerves as well. Emmanuel Longello. Seeing as it's the end of the season right here, I think I'm going to try and start a little bit for next season. Try and kick on a little bit with some things I do here. And this guy submitted a transfer request. He's 20 and 57 rated. No player face or anything. I think he's a waste of a player. 34k, maybe a bit of waste of money, but I don't want him here. And no one's causing any morale problems around here as well. As we've got scout report, updates, but Lingard's thing is set to expire. It says we could sign him on a permanent deal. I am not going to take that up right now. I am going to wait until next season to see if we do so. But I want you guys to vote. Get in the comments right now. I might put a poll on the channel. Do I sign Jesse Lingard? Of course, loved in real life and great in this career mode. A bit under his expectations from me. But of course, I will leave it down to you guys. As Dragowski's in net for this Toffees game. Kufal, Zima, Ogbonna and Cresswell, because of course Thingy's still injured. Diop, Cresswell now 80 rated as well. Love that. Hammond, Rice and Souček, both 85. Never need a central midfielder again with Benrahma on the right. Lanzini in cam and Antonio up front. So Lingard's still not in the starting 11. I'm going to try and get him off the bench, and he has to perform off of it because he's not starting games if he's not going to be here next season, but then I do want to give him a chance to try and perform to warrant that. It's a bit of a mixed cycle. There's a last look at our Warriors. We've got to keep on winning. Cannot lose this game. They're in 15th, Everton, as they've got Pickford in the goal. Coleman, Holgate, Michele and Oliveira at the back with Doucouré, Allen and Gylfi Sigurdsson in the 3 in the midfield with Josh King, Iwobi and Rodriguez. I think that's going to swap around. And yeah, no Richarlison, no Ben Godfrey, which is a surprise, and no Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Hopefully it works in our favour as well, as Angelo Ogbonna to start this game off. Ooh, he is the most tired of our players, but that is not a good way to start, as he gives it straight to Josh King. Rice, though, with a tackle. And they've tackled us again, Zima. Not doing his job right. Ogbonna gives away a free kick. And Everton starting off the stronger. They've got a lot of free kick taking options, but they're going to go with James from De Bruyne range in the last episode, as James strikes the post. Big chance for the Toffees to take the lead in this one, but just inches wide of the target for that man, as we're going to try and chip it and try and get on a counter as well. Michele, though, sweeps it away from Antonio, and we've had to be let off in the first minute. I don't like that. Everton actually starting well. They're still fighting for survival, as Doucouré now cutting away. Abdoulaye tackled this time, though, from Declan Rice, and we need to try and get out of our half. Cresswell running forward. Aaron Cresswell, the left back. Can he find Lanzini? He has done. Little Lanzini's going to try and cut back in as well. That was meant for Benrahma, but goes to Souček, who's going to give it to Kufal, who can put a ball into the box, and it's dived at, but Coleman puts it behind. Both teams having chances here. Their free kick, and now our corner, which Antonio gets on. And Pickford with a point blank save, which is excellent from him. Hammond, I need another good corner as he gets on it again, Antonio. But this time straight to the keeper, as that's our best chance of the game. Saeed Benrahma with a throw in this time into Kufal. Can we try and whip another ball in? That's a good one. And Antonio straight to Pickford. You can see we're slowly creeping to be the better side here. So we need to win this header as well. Over the top though, King does get there, but Kufal is the second to it. Lanzini on the ball again in Cam. Into Souček. Can we try and get a chance here? Antonio round the corner into Declan Rice. Takes a step to the side, hits it. Pickford with the save. Antonio drills it at Mechele, who's there to block it. And we're going to have to get another cross in. Saeed Benrahma now to the back post where Declan Rice puts it over. Oh no, it's even Kufal, the right back. What's he doing there? As it's still no cigar with the shots. Luck isn't shining through as that should reach Declan and does. Into Souček along the floor. Don't know why he's that far forward, but Antonio should be, as here he is running at the defence. Cuts inside, great, but that Mechele defender's just having him in his back pocket. Almost 40 minutes on the clock, and since they really post-hit, we've been the better team. Not worried about them at all, apart from these scenarios, which we don't get the ball right there, and it's on to Alan the playmaker. A bit of showboating as well. Now on to Decore. Everton trying to get forward at the end of this first half as it's Josh King with Sigurdsson in support. Now on the ball, Gylfi. Round the corner into Decore and Zima to just blast it away. Now we're on the back foot. But fortunately, I don't think they're going to get their chance off as we do tackle them again. On to Souček, in fact. Could we get something? There's 1 minute added on, and Antonio with a good piece of skill here. He's got Benrahma running around. Great flick on into Saeed Benrahma, who scores for the Hammers. And we do take the lead before half-time. It deserved, yes. In that piece of play, probably not. They had the ball when the 1 minute was already up in our half. But we get to the other side. Beautiful skill from Antonio to lay it off to Saeed Benrahma to put it in the bottom corner past Pickford. We do have our lead that we need. A shocking time for Everton to concede as well just before half-time. Get in there. That is hopefully shaking it up as it's the usual scoreline as always. Didn't think it was going to be, but it's a good curse on us. If the league was won on first goal scored, I think we would have been top by now. Azima with the back heel as well. Into Declan Rice. Oh, bit of a heavy touch to give it to Allen though, as they're going to try and come at us. Kings round the back, still going to defend for 45 minutes and try and increase this lead to feel comfortable as Sigurdsson just manoeuvres past us there. Now into Allen, who's quite far forward, and it's the first time they've been in our box. Still in it as well as Allen eventually tackled. No, Sigurdsson again. That's a good pass round, and Allen Dragowski with a very dodgy dive as he should have scored the Brazilian. Best player on the field for Everton, but just narrowly putting it past the post when the keeper just dived forward. And Saeed Benrahma with it here on the hour mark as well. Lanzini has come off for Lingard, so he's getting his shot in the central cam as now it's Declan Rice. The ball across, Lingard with it straight away, and Hammond has a run on here. Jay Hammond just going to blast it. Oh, it's off the crossbar. I think it was harder to miss though than score. That one he definitely should have scored as we're going to keep hold of the ball still. Into Lingard again, cut off of it, but only as far as Souček as Lingard cuts around. Can we keep this pressure up on top of Everton right here? Lingard just off the bench, and it's a very poor shot at the end of it. Still, should have scored through Jay Hammond. They're just passing us it back now as they've just gone to pot. Lingard, the super sub, I think, as he doesn't get that though. Holgate wins it. We've really improved since he's come on, and he hasn't really touched the ball much as that's a bad pass. Only as far as Zima into Souček now around that corner to Lingard. Can he do something here? Jesse Lingard is still going. Jesse Lingard shoots! Saved! In 10 minutes now. Hopefully it's not another 1-0 slim win as they have been on top for the last 10 minutes. I'm not saying I want a draw, of course, but I would like another comfortable goal as Ogbonna reads that one into Benrahma. Made another change with Jay Hammond coming off. Want to save the youth player. He's played a lot recently for an unexperienced guy as that was meant to go over the top to Joel Aribo, who's on the left. I like him. Very versatile. Can play anywhere in the middle and out wide. So glad I signed him. So he is chasing the ball down as well. Doesn't get that, but Sigurdsson back into Coleman. They're wasting their own time here as Declan Rice. What a challenge in a perfect position for Antonio to run at the defence here. Mikel Antonio, and that's going to have gone in, hasn't it? It's missed off the crossbar, and I thought it passed the line, but obviously not. Hammond's eventually come off, actually. Aribo was never on the field, but That should have been a goal. What a challenge from Rice, though, to win it that far up the field, as we are going to be the better team in the last 2 minutes, hopefully. Round the corner to Antonio again with another cutback. Keeps it into Aribo, who still hasn't scored for the club. First one blocked. However, I don't think it's going to matter. We do need the 3 points, so I've got to hold on for literally, well, minus 20 seconds because the game is over. 1-0 against the struggling Toffees this season, and that is one of 4 games we need to win to keep the pressure on Manchester United. Don't think that was the game in hand, though, which is a shame, but a dominant performance. Yes, they had more possession in the end of the game, but so much more shots. Can't forget as well, we rattled that crossbar, as the gap is, I think they've actually drawn to Liverpool, so it would be 4 points, but 1 point if we won this game in hand, so we've just got to make sure we keep on winning. Make sure we are comfortable winning our games in hand and then beating them. Done it before, so we can do it again. But speaking of doing it before, we drew 0-0 to these, so we haven't actually beaten Arsenal, who we play next, I think, away from home as well. Actually, no, it's at home, as they said Diop's asking to play. It's a risk putting him back in, but he is a great defender, as I'm going to have to think heavily about this team sheet, because if we win, we're still chasing United, but if we lose, we actually drop down to 6 and Arsenal go above us. So we've got to make sure we win this one as well. We've got Dragowski in goal again. Kufal, Zima, Ogbonna and Cresswell. Only one change, should I say. Diop not being that. With Hammond, Rice, Souček, Benrahma, Lingard and Antonio. So Jesse does come into the team trying to keep his place. Did play better than Lanzini, so warrants it, as he should have scored in that game as well. As I'm still not putting Diop in. I think I might play him against Liverpool just because I know that's simulated, or not Liverpool, Leeds, as we need to win this game as well. Gonna be the hardest game, but every game's gonna be the hardest in this run. And let's have a look at Arsenal's team that they're bringing. They're gonna bring their A game. Leno in goal, Cedric, Tierney, David Luiz, Gabriel and Ginter. So out of position with Ceballos, Thomas, Partey in the midfield, Aubameyang, Plie and Nicolas Pepe. No Lacquer, of course, who's now the Liverpool sub, warming that bench up right there, as we need to win this one. Did draw with them last time after I think we played really well away at the Emirates. So if we're at home with the home advantage, and of course the big prize of keeping the pressure on Man United at the moment intact, we must win. Gabriel with a pass off here to Ginter. These should be more lively than Everton, but you never know. Everton's only big chance of the last game coming from a free kick as Ceballos through, tackled by Angelo Ogbonna, who's got to watch Aubameyang making the run back in the middle. It's round the corner though to Nicolas Pepe, who scores first at the London Stadium 12 minutes into it. It is a finesse from that man who always points at the bloody camera. Oh, and that's not on as well. Celebrating in front of the West Ham fans, turning the camera. If we win, I'm off straight to that man. You know I am, as it's a good ball through from Ceballos and a really good finish. Dragowski flapping at it. Don't blame him, as it's just a good move from the Gunners. But we need to score next, as Rice here with a pass into Thomas Souček, robbed of it right there from left back Tierney. It's a 5 at the back from Arteta. It's going to be hard to break down, even if it wasn't Arsenal. Any team with 5 at the back is hard to play against. As it's now Ceballos, gives it into Aubameyang. 1-2s all around. Arsenal, the best team to travel to the London Stadium in yoinks. As how are they doing this well? They're better than Man City at the moment, but that's a great pass through. And it's straight onto Mikel Antonio, who has sport from Jay Hammond, who has to score. What a save! What a save from Bernd Leno to keep it out. I thought it was a sweaty goal, but the keeper with one hand runs to the other side. That's an as good save as Kasper Schmeichel in the FA Cup final. That should have been 1-1, Jay Hammond, as we do get the header from the corner, but bounces down to the keeper. And honestly, can't believe Hammond hasn't levelled it up. It must be an experience, because he's definitely got the quality. He's got 91 pace, he's got finishing, he's got a bit of physicality. It just hasn't got the brain yet, as Danny Ceballos running through our defence and just pulling the strings between Declan Rice and Souček, as it's a great ball through to Aubameyang to make it 2. Now that one is a hard one to take. This could be Champions League football over. It's another from Arsenal in this first half. At least we've got plenty of time to go, but it's not good enough. Ogbonna watches him, but I didn't realise he was that close and that good with his left foot, as Dragowski rooted to the spot, as he should be. And as every single basic commentator would say at this moment in time, well, if you don't take your chance, they're going to go and score theirs, which is completely true, isn't it? Antonio and Hammond should have linked up better and just finished that, as Kufal. Can we get one back right here? It's straight to Gabriel, and that brings a very poor half of football to an abrupt end. Boos all around the West Ham stadium. I don't get it. Yes, we're losing in a London derby, but with how good we've been over the season, just get behind the boys. Lift us up. Don't deserve the grief as Aubameyang turns all around Angelo Bonner, who eventually does get the tackle in though and gives it forward to Jesse Lingard. Let's get a run on. Lingard pulled back and ref. There we go. An actual free kick for once. That's new, as Ogbonna's going to take it straight away. The big captain through to Benrahma, into Lingard again in the middle, who's been a bit non-existent, but can we get it back to him? Lingard, and he's tackled. And Pepe on a counter. Come on, boys, get this tackle in as it's gone into Aubameyang. Aubameyang surrounded by a couple of players as Ogbonna gets a great tackle in. And now we need to go forward. Every opportunity we get, just put your foot down, as Antonio got the pace, but he hasn't been finishing late, and even Tierney's caught up to him. The Scotsman at left back. What a challenge that was with his head as David Luiz to pass it forward. I can't think of any subs as well which would make this better, as Declan Rice though with a great tackle. Put it through. Antonio, it's messed up again. When will it end? As Lingard though makes a tackle again. We're actually getting on them a bit far forward, but Antonio's got to make sure he doesn't lose it. This time he doesn't, as Hammond turns out into Cresswell. Aaron Cresswell just shoot on the angle and forces a save. Pretty decent stuff, as we've got a corner as well. Ogbonna or Souček? Ogbonna or Souček? We'll take Ogbonna, as we need to try and score a header, I think. Angelo, get underneath it. He does. But over the bar. As you can see, we are piling it on them. Oh, and Rice almost got that. Benrahma now coming across. He's got to do some skills here. Ginter, and doesn't have them, as it's a great tackle. Benrahma into Lingard. Benedetto, get out of Lingard's way, as he's missed the get off the field. Poor from Jesse, as now it's on to Declan Rice. Into Benedetto. Run round from Lanzini, who's off the bench. We are still the better team, as Benrahma for 2-in-2. Saeed saved. Benedetto taps it home. We do have our goal with 10 or 15 minutes to go, and we need to get to that centre spot. I want to laugh in Pepe's face at the end of this. If we draw, I think we might be able to, but I want to win. Fought very, very hard for that, and we are still piling this pressure on, despite there being one goal in it, as Benedetto wins it. Just scored off the bench, but does lose it the second time of asking. They've got an ageing defence, Arsenal, and you can tell, because they're not getting the passes right at all, as that should have gone through to Benedetto. Way overcooked. As Ogbonna, please, head this. No, misses it. Off his shoulder, though, into Zima. Cresswell, we're going to get at them again, as we do not settle for a defeat here. I say that really hoping so, as now it's Lanzini. Into Rice, through that gap again. Onto Souček, and it's blocked. And Arsenal coming away with a little counter-attack here. Pepe, decked by Ogbonna, and it needed to happen. Just let him get up, and let's get on with the 7 minutes. Get this ball straight away and counter, as David Luiz taking it. Ceballos, that's poor. Dragowski gets it with his feet as well and just passes it in front of him to Thomas Souček. Dodgy one, and makes Rice stretch for it. Not in this situation, Thomas, as we need to get this ball back very, very quick. Dani Ceballos now passing it into Martin Odegaard off the bench. Benedetto getting the tackle, and he's been lively off the bench. Same with Lanzini, who's going to run at them. Joel Aribo on the wing, and Hammond on the other one, as it's going to be misplaced. Boys, come on, as Dani Ceballos got to be offside, aren't they? No? Okay, as we've got 1 minute of this game left. Benedetto, charge at Leno, as he's got the pass off though to Ginter, and Declan Rice now with it. Please, just someone win the ball off this defender, please. Keep the pressure on, as we did have it as well. We just about won it, but Arsenal take the points at the London Stadium. We are now below Arsenal in 6th position, and that is a gutter. That is a real painful one. A sting from Arsenal, as I think it's still possible. It's still possible to jump above these and West Ham, or not West Ham, Man United, but it's a massive ask. Oh my days, it might actually be out of his hands, you know. I think it is actually. Yes, it is. We can no longer get Champions League football because Manchester United have won, meaning if we win our game, we will go to 76 points, and even if we beat them, we will be on 70 points. And they are on 71 right now. So it's going to be Europa League football confirmed. That is a really good thing though, because Wolves have played a game extra and cannot mathematically finish above us. So the Hammers are going into the Europa League. Oh, god damn it. As we're going to play this team for the next one, of course, we can rotate now, because don't want to push for 5th when it makes no difference. Not really. I'd rather take like $500,000 less and play some of these youth players. So we're going to go with Fabianski, not youth of course, but bowing out to the West Ham fans, with Johnson at right back, Zima and Diop. This is the partnership I want for next season, so we're going to test them out here with Masuaku just getting over Gavardio because he's asked to play. Hammond, Rice and Noble. Marky Noble, this will be his final season. If he doesn't leave, I will release him, so I hope he bows out with a big roar from the West Ham fans. And Lingard still playing for his permanent contract next season if Man United don't want him, with Lanzini in camp and Antonio, because I still do want an attacking threat. Although Larin is on the bench, who someone told me in the last comments, thank you Balingay, that he actually won the Turkish league, the Superliga, with Besiktas, wasn't it? Is it Besiktas, Fenerbahce? Sorry, I actually don't know, but congratulations to him. Hopefully can kick on in this save for us, as Leeds United going full strength. They actually might still be battling on for survival. And let's see what our reserve team can do. It's going to be a 0-0, which, to be fair, isn't bad with those match stats. 53% possession, 4 shots, 3 big chances. We've bettered Leeds away from home with a reserve side at Ellen Road as well. And we do stay in 6th, like I presumed. Arsenal must have dropped points though, or maybe lost. Yeah, they've been beaten by Spurs, so way. I know you just stopped us, but I'm glad you've been stopped in your tracks as well. So the fight for 5th is actually on, but I am going to go exactly the same team for the Manchester United game away at Old Trafford in 4th. Don't need to walk you through it again. Before we get onto the Player of the Season awards, let's see what damage we can do. And Manchester United's team, I don't know how I'd feel if we beat them. De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Upamecano, Maguire and Brandon Williams, with Aranguiz and Paul Pogba in CDM, Visca, Fernandes and Rashford, with Cavani up front. Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel if I actually beat them, because if we do, that means if we would have beaten Arsenal, we would be in the Champions League. But if they beat us, it was irrelevant anyway, and I can just forget that. Let's see what happens anyway, and I'm looking forward to playing with some of these players who don't really play much. Last game's for Fabianski as well, and Martin Noble away at Old Trafford. I just want to do it for him. Scored the winner against United last time out, as Declan Rice gives it to Lanzini. Martin Noble here again. And I just had to go for it. Just had to try and test the luck with him. It would be a fairy tale for him to score as Hammond. That's a dodgy pass from him, and Fabianski has to get to that, as we're going to give it into Zima here to Diop. The partnership, like I've just said about 2 minutes ago, that I do want to go ahead next season and beat our main one as Aranguiz. There we go. Dispossessed straight to Declan Rice, as we're going to put this through to Lanzini. Now on to Jay Hammond. Want to see a good performance from this young kid, the whiz kid, as he's even danced past Lanzini and still kept the ball. Jay Hammond! Wide of De Gea's net. That should have been a goal, as Diop nutmegs Declan Rice again. We're on top here against United. We're on top as Lingard playing against his actual club. That shouldn't be allowed, but it's FIFA. Why not? As Declan Rice with the ball through. He's going to reach that. He is. It's Hammond on it again, and I'm going to try and keep cutting in with this guy. I do like it when he gets going, as it's blocked from the leg as well of Bruno Fernandes. Back into Hammond. Turns again. And surely a foul. They just never get given, do they? As now it's Hammond with a flick on right there to Declan Rice. Needs to get this over the top towards Antonio, who does extend his leg to touch that in. Gives it to Hammond as well. Hammond across to Declan Rice through the middle. And Martin Noble, the dream, has scored! Come on, Martin Noble! He has scored in his final game for West Ham, and this is an emotional moment for him as we lead against United, and we would have been in the Champions League if this is actually going to go ahead and be the result. But what a feeling for that man. Clean as a whistle into that bottom corner, past Paul Pogba. He tried to fight him one day, and he's finally got his revenge on the last game for the club. What a man, eh? I think that's Harry Maguire who's down. Damn, I hope it isn't the Euros this season for England, as Masuaku with the ball straight forward to Hammond. Maybe he should have put the ball out of play, but we do have an attack on here as we are eventually tackled up to, I think it was Bruno Fernandes, and he's put Cavani through, cuts back. He's got Maguire in support because he was injured, and Diop reads it. And why is it a free kick? Why? They still had the ball as it's half an hour into the game. Maguire, I think, has come off the field, or he is injured as Bruno Fernandes from range. And Fabianski comfortably saves. And Rashford here, gets a little flip-flap on us there as Rashford gives it into Cavani, and that's going to be a penalty. Zima with a dodgy tackle, my fault. He's going to get sent off, isn't he? That's not deserved, ref. Come on. He's spoiling the old men's party here at Old Trafford. We could have been winning. As a penalty against Fabianski. It would be so good if he saved Bruno's penalty. But it's straight down the middle. As we scored a penalty against them last time, and they've done it here. 1-1 at Old Trafford, which kind of makes me feel a little bit good as well, because, of course, the obvious, it makes that we're in the Europa League already, and it means it didn't come down to this game, which we've lost a man in and conceded an equaliser before half-time, but still want to win, as I don't know when the half-time whistle's coming as well. It's Lingard, though, on the ball, puts the ball through to Lanzini, running onto it and almost connected with Wan-Bissaka. That was very, very dodgy from me. But still, we're going to play on, as now it's Brandon Williams. Ball forward into Rashford. He's worked his way back into the squad, hasn't he? Brandon Williams, as he wasn't in it last time, I don't think. Cavani, though, round the corner into Vishka, and that is half-time. 1-1 with Man United, when we should be, of course, beating them easily. We had the 1-0 lead through the club legend, and we're going to have to try and fill that hole in defence. We can't defend for a whole game like this, as we're going to change striker as well. Antonio is going to finish his season right here, hopefully still in a West Ham shirt next season, but Larin is going to come on, who I'm still undecided if he's going to be in a West Ham shirt in the future. I think it might be a loan deal if we get him out, though, because I do see potential in him. He's tall, he can get on the ball. He's actually got an assist this season, I think, with stretching his leg out, or like a header or something to Benedetto against Burnley. That was in the last minute, so do want to get the potential out of him, which I know is there. However, Cavani, though, the guy with no potential, does put Man United straight away up front. Okay, celebrates with Solskjaer as well, the man who's brought him in. As Manchester United take a lead at Old Trafford, we're going to lose the game of the season if it stays like this, but this is when Larin has to prove himself. What a whip it was as well, into the side netting for 2-1. I think the 10 men's showing a bit at the start of this second half, as we have had more possession as well, but Marcus Rashford with the ball in the middle to Bruno, and Diop reads it, almost ran into Cavani, but does eventually get it away. But Masuaku, though, with a poor clearance, there's no one in that middle, is there? He's got sent off as Bruno in a foot race. And Fabianski, it's done well this game, of course conceded 2, but I'd say it's a respectable bowing out game for him. Definitely for Noble, as can we get a goal here with Larin? It's a good ball from Lanzini, and Larin, with his chance, hasn't got a goal this season. Can he get one here? He's saved. And that was very poor. Needs to try and hit the ground running next season. Very poor start to his West Ham career. Got some chances, probably not as many as he'd hope, but he's not took any of the ones he's got anyway, so I don't think he warrants any more at this moment in time. Think it's a loan deal. And Ben Johnson here, the defender, with an unconventional pass. Did get past his man, but Paul Pogba refers to it as Noble. To be fair, Mark Noble has had Pogba in his pocket, so I love how he's done his job. So Johnson, poor pass, kind of again, if you count the first one as poor pass, as Cavani's running through. Great save, Fabianski. That is actually a glorious save from Cavani, who tries to do what he did against Fulham and chip the keeper, as Lanzini's going to run forward as well. Still looking for this leveller, you know, as Larin's over the top. One-on-one with Maguire, and then De Gea if he's past him, as Larin takes a step to the side. Great shot, and Hammond just didn't control it, but has tackled Aaron Geese, who's been poor this game, and sent the ball back to London. What a poor shot, as Cavani as well running forward with it now into Rashford. The men at the back, you can see it's playing a big part, but Fabianski wants us to get back into this game. If we don't, I'm going to feel bad for that guy in net, because he's really kept it from being more than 2-1. We couldn't have saved the shot that they scored with Edison, so I'm not going to put him at fault for that. As Larin, you've got to be quicker, mate. Already made a sub as well in Benrahma coming off the bench, as Diop with a pass around to Mark Noble. Needs to get that round into Benrahma, and he's tackled. Bruno Fernandes with a bit of a run here. Johnson takes him out, and that could be another red, you know. It could be another red. Actually, just a talking to. Okay, I was wrong, as it's going to be Bruno Fernandes stood over this. He's already come close with one, very, very accurate with them, with Rashford at the side. But Bruno Fernandes wraps up the game. It's in the back of Fabianski's net for 3-1. And we're going to lose to Man United on the last game of the season. Am I butthurt? A little bit, yes, because I know we can beat them. We did it the first time round, but I just want this season to be over. I'm impressed by some individual performances, and then not by others. And up to that moment, I was actually particularly impressed with Ben Johnson as the man of the match. It would be my man of the match, but I don't think he's going to be any more with that mistake that's led to the goal. However, he still can keep going. He's made some dodgy passes as well, but I don't think you guys actually realise how much defending he does. Tackling wise, apart from that last tackle, he's been magnificent. He shouldn't be a passer at his age and rating, as that's a good ball through though to Edison, or Greenwood should I say, who's offside, as I'm just waiting for this game to be over. Masuaku, the substitute's frozen in the top corner, as I want to see how long's left of the game. Greenwood, The pass into Alberto, and there we have the full-time whistle. Man United, enjoy the Champions League. We will be there next season, hopefully, as we've got a window to go now. We're going to round up the end of the season, and yeah, just chill now. For a first season, I will definitely take that. 6th position in the end, with Villa actually closest, Arsenal, and the big 5 actually, not including Chelsea, were below us, actually above us, as we've hit every single target as well this season. Look at this, absolutely amazing. Oh, just not the long term, which should be hit anytime soon as well. And to say we've got 5 years or 3 years for that, that is amazing. And here's a look at the final Premier League table. We've got City at the top winning it. Congratulations, by 10 points over Liverpool, Spurs, United, Arsenal, us, Chelsea 9th, Leicester in 10th, and who is going down? It's going to be Sheffield United, rock bottom, bit like real life, Southampton, which is a big surprise, and Brighton. Southampton actually only getting 1 more point than the Blades. West Brom and Fulham also surviving as well, so we'll see them next season. As for the Championship, Cardiff City are coming back up with Watford as well. Like real life in 2nd, with Brentford, Swansea, Blackburn already joining us. It's a shame none of the teams in them playoffs are Barnsley, who are undeservedly 23rd. That's a shame, but one thing that isn't, my National League team now, Grimsby Town, in 5th or 6th, should I say, in League 2. That's a surprise. As let's take another look around other places. Why not? PSG winning their league. That's Liga 3. Don't care about that. Bundesliga, Bayern winning it. Is it just going to be a conventional one? No, Juve. Juve have won it. And what's the last one? We'll look at La Liga, and we actually should take this more seriously and see who we're playing in the Europa League, but I don't care, as Atletico Madrid are there. Actually a bit more of a shock, that one, as we have received 158 million for next season. That's good. David Zima's out for 1 match. That's not good. And speaking of players, on to the roundup. As of course, right here we're going to grant our player of the season and look at all the stats. So we'll start with appearances and see who's played the most. Declan Rice playing 46 games, every single one, apart from one, I think, of the Premier League season. That is immense for someone like him at 22. Definitely want to keep him around. As Benrahma 2nd. I actually use this guy a lot, and I do enjoy how he's playing. Definitely in the first team next year. Antonio 3rd with Souček. Then Ogbonna, who I thought would have played more than 40. The least played player, I think, is actually, some players have actually played no games. Is there any surprises of players who've played no games? Maybe Dan Martin, a keeper, or one of these no-flag players, or Hashby. He's been on the bench a couple of times. But no, as goal scorers now, Antonio top with 13. Not a striker, to be fair to him. I know he's actually got that as his position, but I think he's better out wide. I think I'm going to try and change him to a winger, as he's aging as well, so his pace is going to only go down. So striker next season, priority number 1. With Benedetto 2nd on 11, he can always be a backup. Lingard actually got 7 in the end, which I thought he got a lot less than that. I don't know what I'm going to do about him. Benrahma definitely staying. Declan Rice and Lanzini getting the same, with Cresswell, the left back, getting the same as Lanzini. That's actually a shocking return for the Argentine, with Noble 3, bowing out from West Ham, Hammond with 2, Souček with 2, and then any surprise on people who haven't scored at all? Tom Lawrence not scoring. Any attacking players? Larry not getting a goal at the club. Aribo in his 11 appearances. And Masuaku, Diop, no defenders really getting much. As for assists, Declan Rice, top of it again with 8 ones. I can't believe that, as Lanzini did do better in them, so I'll give him a bit of recognition. Antonio on 6, Benrahma on 5, Souček on 4, and the list keeps going on and on. As for clean sheets, I don't care about the out position players. I care about the goalkeepers more, as both actually getting 8, and Fabianski doing it in less games than Dragowski. That's just because he started the season though, so the old man will retire, I think, or we'll just release him, and Dragowski is our main goalkeeper, I think, for maybe the majority of the save. That brings us on to my player of the season. There is numerous players who could be in this. Cresswell, really good, but did drop off a little bit. We've got Ogbonna, who did really good at the back. Kufal, underrated hero. Who else? Hammond did well when he came into the team. I think Antonio and Benedetto's in with a big shout. And Declan Rice in with a shout because he hasn't got it. I'm going to give it to Said Benrahma. honestly expected to sell this guy at the start of the season like I did Yarmolenko and a couple of others, but really surprised me, the Algerian, going into his prime next season as well, only 25, 26 is the ripe age, with 7 goals and 5 assists in 45 games. So yeah, could have definitely been better, but a consistent performer and scored some goals to win us games. And I think that's it from me, guys. I think that is the season wrapped up. We've done very well. I'm going to get scouting some players. I'm going to wait for some suggestions as well. If you guys want to put some down there, because of course, new season equals new players. Bigger overhaul, I think, from last season. But then again, we have earned the Europa League with the players already here. So, think some big changes, but maybe some not as well. Because I do want to keep the core group here, as it's continental football in the first season of the West Ham. Big achievement, I feel like, for this career mode. So thank you guys for watching Season 1. Season 2 will be straight away tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you wait. Like, comment, share and subscribe with the notification bell on as well so you do not miss an episode, as I will see you guys all later. Take care, in a bit, and peace from Season 1.